Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm here to share with you all the books I am planning to read in July. And in July I'm planning on participating in the Book Junkie trials. Now I'm not going to tell you what this readathon is about because it is very detailed, so if you haven't heard of it, please go check the announcement video down below. This was created by Rachael Marie Book Junkie here on YouTube, and she's done an incredible job. She even made a map for this readathon, like incredible. So the first stop on the MAGE's team is Oak Grove, and for this you have to read a gory, gritty or gruesome book. And for this challenge I've chosen Misery by Stephen King. King is pretty well known for having gory, gritty, gruesome books. I've only ever read one book of his, and that was the first book in the Gunslinger series, and I did not like that book. So I need to give him another shot. I've heard that book is one of his worst books, and I think even he considers it one of his worst books. But I've heard from a lot of people that Misery is a really great place to start. I believe it follows a well-known author who was in an accident, and after the car crash he's taken in by this woman who is an obsessed fan of his, and she basically holds him hostage. I don't know much more than that. The second stop on the map is going to be Old Pirate Cove, and for this you have to read a book that takes place on the sea or nearby the sea. For this I have chosen Treasure Island. I'm also using this for the weakness, because the weakness for the MAGE's team is to read a book outside your comfort zone, and this is a classic. And I don't read a lot of classics. I've had the intentions for a long time to read more, but I really don't make the effort, and that is because they are out of my comfort zones. I'm not going to go into a huge deep amount of detail about what this is about. This is a pretty well-known novel, but I was obsessed with the Muppets as a kid. One of my favorite movies of the Muppets was their adaptation of Treasure Island, and I've always been obsessed with pirates as well, but I've never actually read Treasure Island. So I've been meaning to read this book a long time. The next challenge is Glimmer, and for this you have to read a book that has a beautiful or colorful cover. And for this challenge I have A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmer. I've heard amazing things about this. Everyone on BookTube seems to be loving it. All I know about this book is that it is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. I haven't read a retelling in a while. I feel like for some time I was kind of sick of them because I think they were getting overdone, but I'm really curious about this one because everyone seems to say that it's really fantastic. It has something to do with parallel worlds, and I believe it has representation for Bell palsy. I can't exactly remember, but I know that the protagonist in this does have some kind of medical condition, so I'm really interested to see the representation on that. And it is going to be a series or a duology, one of the two. And the next stop on the map is the Draconic Isles, and for this we have to read a book that features dragons, and I've chosen Uprooted by Naomi Novik. This actually has a character called the Dragon who is a wizard. I don't think is an actual dragon. I've been meaning to read this one for a really long time, and I wanted to read a standalone because I'm in the middle of quite a few series at the moment. I believe this story follows a young girl who lives in this village who relies on this wizard, and this wizard character who is the dragon, he ensures that the villagers have a good harvest every season, and I think he keeps them safe. I'm not entirely sure what his role is, but I believe it has something with the maintenance and the running on the village, and he's an essential part. In return for that, the villagers give up one of their young girls every couple years or so. I'm not exactly sure. So he comes down and chooses them, and basically her best friend is the it girl in the village. She's very pretty, she's very clever, and everyone in the village is suspecting that she's going to be the next girl to be chosen. Her friend is not chosen, it's actually her, and the story goes from there. That's all I know. Apparently this is really beautifully written. Final stop is the bookie Grail, and for this you have to read the group book, which is Stardust. However, I've already read Stardust. I didn't have any intentions to reread it anytime soon, but they did say on Twitter that if you have read Stardust or you don't have any interest in reading Stardust, you can read a book that has an adventure to find something that was lost. For this I've chosen We Hunt the Flame. Now this story, I believe one of the characters is trying to find a lost artifact, so it will fit this prompt. And this story is an Arabian inspired fantasy, and it follows two characters. we follow a prince character who is the one who is hunting for a lost artifact, and he's also hunting for this rogue hunter who is causing some kind of disturbance in the kingdom. And it also follows the hunter, who is actually a female, but she disguises herself as a male to go hunting because women in the society are not allowed to do that. And that's all I know about this. This is a new release and I've heard really good things. So these are all the books I'm hoping to get to in July. I would also love to be able to complete all the challenges, because apparently then you get like a power boost for the readathon next year, but that's being very optimistic, so we'll see how July actually goes. If you are participating in this readathon, please let me know down below. I would love to hear if you are and what team you are on and what your TBR is, and I hope that you are enjoying whatever you're currently reading, and I'll see you next time. Bye!